Think fried rice and a box like this will probably come to mind. That's because for most of us, Chinese fried rice comes from a restaurant or is delivered to your door in a box like this. Well, no more. After watching this video, you're going to be able to make amazing fried rice at home, on your schedule and with the exact ingredients you want. Best of all, it's quick and easy. After making fried rice at home for years, I'm going to share my secret hacks that make this version the easiest fried rice recipe in the world. Are you ready? Let's get cooking. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And after watching this episode, you are going to be a fried rice all-star because you are going to know how to make it quickly and easily. Now, I'm sure you've had fried rice at some point in your life, but in the off chance that you haven't or you've wondered what exactly it is, fried rice is simply rice that's been cooked in oil, that's the fried part of it, along with some other ingredients. Fried rice is usually made with day-old white rice, but it takes on a brown color due to the addition of soy sauce. And if you've ever wondered why day-old rice is used for this, it's because that time in the refrigerator overnight allows it to dry out a bit, so that the end product, well, it's not clumpy or sticky. Now, homemade fried rice is usually a multi-step affair when you first have to heat the oil, saute the vegetables and protein, then add the rice, then add the soy sauce, and finally add the eggs. It's not that it's all that hard, but it can be a bit time-consuming and a bit challenging for new cooks, especially getting all the timing right. Well, friends, I found a better way. My method gets not just the rice prepped the night before, but combines everything. So the next day when you're ready to make fried rice, all you have to do is grab a pan, heat the oil, and dump everything in. It's really that easy. Between this time-saving hack and some secret ingredients, you can make fried rice at home that is way better than that stuff from the restaurant. Moreover, it's going to be a lot less expensive and it's going to use the exact ingredients that you want. No mystery in this one. I'll also share my hack for kind of an unconventional pot to make this in. But first, let's talk ingredients. Another great thing about fried rice is you don't need many ingredients to make it. Of course, you need rice, and I'm just using some long grain, white enriched rice here, but you can use any rice that you like, really. I've got some vegetables, and these are just frozen vegetables. It's easy, they're already cut, and they're nutritious. We'll use a couple of eggs. Then we're going to use either soy sauce or what I use is tamari. I use tamari because I'm gluten-free, and unlike soy sauce, this doesn't have any gluten in it. A secret ingredient that I use is Chinese 5-spice. This stuff is amazing and it just brings so much more depth to fried rice. Then finally, I use a little bit of toasted sesame oil. A little bit of this goes a long way, but it just brings a really whole new level to your fried rice. Now, of course, if you want chicken fried rice or beef fried rice or shrimp fried rice, you can just add any of those cooked ingredients and you will have that. Presto. As for equipment to make fried rice, here again, you don't need much. You're going to need something to make the initial batch of rice in, and for that, I always just use either a rice cooker like this or an Instant Pot. It's really easy. And let me give you a pro tip real quick if you have a rice cooker. Rice cookers have an ingenious built-in measuring method for making perfect rice every time. Do you remember that little cup that your rice cooker came with? Well, that's just a 3/4 cup. And for every cup of rice, there is an interior line within the pot for how much you fill the liquid to. So, for example, if you use 2 of these quote-unquote rice cooker cups of rice, simply fill the liquid to the line that says 2. It just corresponds like that. So for 3 cups of rice, you would fill to line 3, for 4 cups of rice, line 4, and so on. It's ingenious and it never fails, whether you're cooking white rice or brown rice. As for the pot to cook the fried rice in, well, of course, a wok is the traditional pan here, and if you have one of these, go for it. They're great. But I found a method that I like just as well, and it's with one of these. This is a special pot called a saucier. And as you can see, it's got these rounded sides here. And well, that not only makes it great for making sauces and things that might stick in corners, but fried rice as well. I find that I can, kind of jiggle it around and toss the rice. This is a great pot to have if you make fried rice as often as I do. I found this pot at the thrift store for like $5, by the way. I absolutely love it. It's this old Calphalon. Works great for fried rice. If you don't have either of these, you can simply use just a skillet. It's going to work for you pretty much no matter what you use with my method. Like any fried rice, the world's easiest version begins by making a batch of rice. You could do this in a pot or with a rice cooker like I'm doing here. I'm cooking 2 cups of rice in this one, and don't forget that secret measuring method I told you about. Works every time. While the rice cooks, gather and prep the other ingredients, including whisking the eggs. I'll put the entire ingredient list for this recipe in the description below. When the rice is done cooking, remove the lid and fluff. This will help release steam and is the first step to perfect fried rice. Now we add the other ingredients to prep our fried rice mixture. It doesn't matter what order you do this, but I like to start with the frozen veggies because this cools everything down a bit more quickly. Next, I add the soy or tamari sauce, the sesame seed oil, and the Chinese 5-spice. Give that a good mix as well. Finally, I add in the eggs and any other protein. So for example, you can add cooked chicken, beef, pork, etc. Yes, I know this looks unorthodox, but trust me, it works. Mix it all well. Now, dump the entire mixture onto a baking sheet or shallow baking pan. Be sure to pat it down so everything is nice and flat, and then cover loosely with some parchment paper. Now, all we have to do is put it in the fridge and say good night. Okay, so here is our rice that has been prepped from the night before. This has been sitting in the fridge, got nice and dried out. Now all we have to do is grab a pan and some oil and fry this up. Grab your wok, pot, or skillet and heat over medium-high for about a minute or 2. Now add a tablespoon or 2 of oil. I'm using a high heat oil like grapeseed oil here. Heat this for about a minute. Before dumping all the rice in, I like to test a few grains to make sure that the oil is hot. Put those in and listen for the sizzle. That's what you want. Now it's go time. Simply dump the rest of the rice into the pot and fry it up. You're going to want a spoon for this so that you can stir it around, toss it, and sizzle it. You are making fried rice easily, all in one shot. Make sure the rice is piping hot and adjust it for any seasonings like extra soy sauce, and you are done. You just made the world's easiest fried rice. All that's left to do is pile it on a plate and garnish with some green onions if you want. And here we go. We have got our big plate of fried rice. I put some green onions on this. Of course, you could put a little more soy or some sriracha, but I think this is going to be delicious just as is. Let's give this a try, get some of that egg. I am telling you, this is just as good as, well, in my opinion, even better than what you would get at a restaurant. Even better, it's super cheap to make and you'll know every single ingredient that goes into your fried rice. Look, I know this recipe is a little bit unorthodox, but Just try it and I think you'll be a believer. This is the easiest fried rice recipe in the world. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify these interesting looking things, and several of you knew what these are. These are persimmons. These are a fall classic and they are delicious, whether you're eating them by themselves or even using them in baking like persimmon bread. These are persimmons, they're delicious. Congratulations to everybody who correctly identified these. For this week's culinary trivia, we have a tool that looks kind of like a bell, but it's not. If you know what this thing is or you have a guess, put it in the comments below and I will of course let you know the correct answer in next week's episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook. Delivered to your door in a box like this.